My name is Perez Hilton. You, in this video, are about to get a cup of tea to join me as I spill the tea about I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Hello, my fam. Hello, Australia, UK, wherever in the world you are watching. I am going to do something in this video that I have not done in the many media interviews that I gave upon my release earlier this week from I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Australia, Season 6. And that is, I'm going to share with you all the truth about each and every one of the campmates, what they're really like, and the truth about what that experience is really like. But before I get into the micro, I want to start off with the macro. I am so drained, both physically and emotionally. I mean, physically, I lost 10 pounds in 8 days. And emotionally, usually I'm like, and smiling, but I've gone through every emotion over the last 2 weeks. But the one that is overriding everything right now is gratitude. Because I leave South Africa and the jungle a changed man. I think changed for the better. I leave more compassionate for myself and others, more aware, more understanding of struggle, proud of myself and my strength. I leave with the most vivid, wild memories of crazy, truly crazy experiences. Things that I had never done before and things that I likely will never do again, like bungee jump twice from an insanely high crane. I mean, I had never even gone camping before. And all of that was appealing to me. That's why I agreed to do this show. And it was a really nice bonus as well that I was able to raise awareness for Oz Child, this charity in Australia that helps children in foster care find homes. If you are even contemplating or are open to the idea of opening your heart and home, check out the amazing work of Oz Child. I really am so proud of myself, how I handled myself there. Clearly, there are things I could have done better, and I will do better in the future. In my everyday life, I will apply what I learned in the jungle. I mean, the fact that I was even in there. I'm not a huge nature person. I've never gone camping before. I took this very seriously. The biggest differences between this and Celebrity Big Brother, which I did in 2015, is I am so excited to go and watch back all the episodes that I was in of this show. I haven't watched them yet. I've seen a little clips of myself on I'm a Celeb, but after I left Celebrity Big Brother, I had no desire to watch myself in that show. This one, I can't wait. I mean, I've been looking at clips and trying to stop myself because I want to see each show in its entirety. So let me walk you through some things that might surprise you or might not. This might surprise you. I was struggling before I even entered the jungle. Struggling how or why? Well, I, as many of you know, used to be very heavy. In my everyday life in Los Angeles, I work very hard and have reprogrammed my brain to be healthy. For me, that means eating a lot of small, healthy meals throughout the day consistently. So when I checked into my hotel in South Africa, it was this very rigid place with set times for meals. Breakfast was at 8:30 a.m., lunch was at 2 p.m., and dinner was at 8 p.m. I stayed there for 3 days, and in between those times when I was there, I was like, where's my snack? I need to eat. I was already hungry before I got into the jungle. Mentally, I prepared for the trials. I knew they were going to be hard. I was sort of hoping that they'd be easier than they appeared on television because, things on TV look bigger and scarier. But no, the trials were just as hard, just as scary, just as gross as you can imagine. And I got every single possible trial there was. And 2 of those trials I held up on my own, like a boss. I was a trial beast, if I do say so myself. I mean, my first day in the jungle, I was put in a coffin, basically, underneath the ground with 100 snakes of all sizes. I don't have any phobias. Some people have a phobia of snakes, this and that. I have a fear of everything. I don't have a phobia of heights. I don't think I have a fear of heights either, but I don't like being really high up. It's scary. I like roller coasters though, so I do like the element of being scared, but when you're underneath the ground, surrounded by snakes, your brain can barely process it all. At least mine couldn't, on purpose. When I was underneath the Viper room, that's what it was called, when I was down there, I was trying to shut off parts of my brain. I was telling my brain, stop being afraid. And that's something that I was doing throughout my stay in the jungle. I was trying to rewire my brain in every situation. I ended up being down there for a record-breaking 29 minutes. If you're somebody who's claustrophobic, you would have freaked out there too. And these snakes were slithering and sliming all over me, like literally sliming. They were, I think, secreting. They were marking me, kissing me too. They were licking me, and I was prepared to be an outsider. That was my role. I was the intruder. I came in 2.5 weeks after everybody else. That's hard on so many levels. This experience is so crazy that when you put a bunch of strangers together and you're going through this insanity, it bonds you all together so quickly and so strongly. And I came in and it was really hard to bond with people and become a part of that. I tried. Some didn't really try with me. Some weren't very open or even receptive to my efforts. That's fine. I just focused on what I could control, and that was trying to have as much fun as possible and trying to be the trial beast that I was. The second trial that I did was the eating challenge, which I watched a bit of that back. And the thing about all the challenges, I have to give this show so much props because it is such an undertaking. I think in the Australian version, over 400 people work on the show in South Africa. And they have so much footage. Each of the trials takes hours to do. And they edit it all down to just a bit of TV, like 5, 6, 7 minutes from hours. Plus then everything else happening. I mean, there's just so much that has to be taken into consideration, seen, watched. Like, kudos to that entire team. They do phenomenal work. I still am having slight trauma over everything I ate. I ate pig nipples. I drank blood, basically, the intestines of a cow. The first thing I ate, the pizza with the maggots and the pig nipples and the whatever else grossness in, that was actually easier than the colon colada, because the colon colada was liquid, plus it had the strings of colon, and then for garnish, it had all these bugs in it, which I had to chew, basically pre-chew, spit back out, then drink, then chew, and then finally I was able to get it all down. Insanity. I did it not once during my entire time on I'm a Celeb, Get Me Out of Here did I say those words. I tried every single thing with fear and conquering my fears as I went along. The trial after that, I was shocked, electrocuted, plus had to once again be reacquainted with snakes and put my head in a box filled with snakes. But I told myself, I like this. I like it. In fact, I started dancing. It really is amazing how powerful the brain is, and the messages that we send to it can make us do such great things or some awful things. But I want to program my brain to do even better things now and going forward. I mean, especially after the last trial that I got to be a part of, that bungee one. That is easily top 3 or even the second highlight of my career professionally. Number 1 still, I would say, top 3. Number 1 is being able to employ my family. That is so meaningful for me. Second professional thing, releasing my children's book. And number 3, that whole bungee experience on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Australia. If you want to know some specifics, let me tell you. I was first to go, and in many ways, it's like ignorance is bliss. Had I not gone first, I probably would have still done it, or maybe, I don't even know. I went first, and that was a good thing, but also a bad thing, because there are no dry runs. There was no test. I listened to the safety team, which top notch. At the end of the day, no matter how gross or scary or whatever it is that they were putting me and everybody else in that through, I knew that I was safe. I knew that it had been tried before, that it had been tested, and that nothing was going to happen to me that would really seriously injure me or kill me. Everything about that show is real. The first time I went up on that bungee, I don't think I was, I thought I had listened, but you're so scared, and the brain is so powerful, right? Like I said, but it can be very rational and very irrational. And it goes into fight or flight mode. It has these built-in mechanisms to protect you from danger. And when I was going up in that thing, my brain is saying, don't do this, stop, don't do this. But I did it, and it turns out that I jumped off. And you're not supposed to jump off when you're bungee jumping. I didn't know. You're supposed to lean off, which I had practiced before on the ground. But when you're up there and you're hearing that countdown, and I didn't even go on my first countdown. I don't think you saw that. The guy's like, I need 30 more seconds, please. So I went on my second countdown, and I missed dropping this big pickle in the bun, which is what I had to do. And I felt so bad and hard on myself. And thankfully, I was given another chance. TV, you know? Had one of my 2 other campmates that did that trial with me gotten up and gotten the pickle in, I probably wouldn't have had another chance. But both of the other 2 people that did the bungee with me, neither of those 2 could muster up whatever they needed to go through with it. And I did. So I was given the second opportunity to go up there. And I was going up there, and I was every emotion again, including just telling myself, I better not do this a second time. and not get it. I knew I was going to get it the second time. I was determined. So I listened even harder to the safety debriefing and the team of that trial, and I made sure to keep my eyes open. I don't even know if I had kept my eyes open the first time. I made sure to lean and not jump. And I was squeezing the pickle so hard the first time I bungeed that it was hard to land it in the correct place. So the second time I jumped holding it outstretched, so it was just easier to let go. And when it landed in that bun, I felt so accomplished and like I hit the home run at the World Series or the field goal that won the Super Bowl. It was epic. I was prepared for all of that. That's why I did all of that. But the one thing that I was not prepared for was the true hunger. And I'm not talking hangry, okay? I was hangry every day, but I kept my hunger in check. Or I tried to until my last day, my last full day in camp. It was a next level hunger. It was a day that I actually didn't even have to go out on a trial. And when you're not in trial, the campmates would go down to the waterfall that was nearby. And a lot of them were sunbathing. But I woke up that day beyond hungry. So I didn't want to catch any sun. I purposely stayed out of the sun and was drinking so much water that day. And as the day went on, I got sick and sicker. And I was so hungry that it manifested itself in real sickness. At one point, I had beyond a headache. My head was throbbing. My sensitivity to sound was next level. I had to go in the talkie, which is like the diary room in Big Brother, and take medication and see the psychologist. They have a psychologist on call who helped me so much, because what viewers failed to realize, and maybe because they didn't show this, right? I was detoxing, which is something that all of those campmates had previously done. And the psychologist said, you're right on schedule. People hit the bottom of the detox. People hit that low that you're in on day 6 or day 7. And it happened for me on day 7. And then your body adjusts and plateaus. But it was such a hard adjustment for me because, like I said earlier, I'm used to eating these healthy small meals throughout the day. And here in the camp, we would have breakfast, which was always oats, very early. And then we'd have lunch not too much later after that, as soon as the live show is over. So we don't have a clock. We don't know what time it is in there, but I would guesstimate breakfast was at 8 a.m. and then lunch would be at 12 p.m. Then we would go from 12 p.m. till like 9 or 9:30 p.m. until dinner with nothing to eat in between. And I was doing trials and exerting energy and all these people as well. Like, I was hungry for them as well as for myself. I lost 10 pounds in 8 days. This is a real reality show, which was shocking to me because in America, most reality shows are fake. And there were some incidents and some moments that were real teachable moments for me. I want to explain some things too. They made a big thing about me walking away from people at times. The truth about that, I was drinking so much water on purpose because I wanted to stay hydrated. We're in the heat. And also, the more water you drink, the less hungry you're going to be, or that's what I was telling myself. So I had to tinkle wee all the time, which is, I don't know if it's embarrassing, but I didn't want to have to say, oh, I've got to go tinkle right now. So I was like, even right now, like my brain is still not well. So that was probably most of it. And then secondly, like everything is bigger and smaller and in the jungle, like I was having a hard time focusing in camp because I was so hungry. It was hard for me to focus a lot of the time. Let me just jump to Banana Gate, and then I'll I don't want this video is already too long. I'll jump to Banana Gate, and then I'll get into the contestant by contestant analysis, okay? What happened with Banana Gate is, by that point, I had already formed my real thoughts and opinions on everybody based on my dealings with them. I had watched all 10 episodes that I was not in before I entered the jungle as an intruder. And on that day, Miguel, who is the most amazing human being, I thought was being ganged up on by these two people, Charlotte and Ryan. Miguel, all he wanted to do was be fair. And he was. I was listening, okay? I was listening. And then Charlotte got personal and made it even not about the bananas. Like she called him judgy and that he woke up in a bad mood and all these things. And Miguel flat out said, oh, everybody's being silent. He was asking for support. And in that minute, like I did not want a repeat of Celebrity Big Brother in that jungle, okay? I wanted to say, I've learned and grown. So I started speaking in a cool, calm, and collected fashion. And then this campmate named Ryan told me to shut up. I don't know if they aired that. But as I was just calmly in my tempered voice saying, listen, you know, you may not like what you have here, but you eat it and blah, 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 whatever I was saying. I don't even remember right now. But the thing that triggered me, that stands out the most, is that Ryan guy, Ryan, whatever his name is, when he told me to shut up, in that moment, it's like, everything feels so big in there. I could not. It made me want to have I had the opposite reaction of shutting up. I got louder. And I've rewatched that clip, I don't even know, like a day and a half, 2 days ago. And when I rewatched it, let me just tell you, without saying too much, because this video, I want it to be constructive. Not just for me, but if any of the other campmates are watching. It got more heated than you even saw. Ryan said some things in there that hopefully he can learn from to not say again. But I love and felt so safe and protected by the show because I was told this is a family-friendly, family-centric show. It's not Celebrity Big Brother. Sure, Banana Gate happened and they aired it, but everything about it, had that happened in the Celebrity Big Brother house, it would have been so different. And I think one of the biggest takeaways from the show for me is, in the past, if one of my children was not listening or said something bad or whatever, I have said that to them. I am clocking myself. I've told my children before, shut up. But only if they've really done something bad or said something bad. But shut up, don't do that, don't say that. And now I really do know the power of telling somebody to shut up. No more. I will not be telling anybody, shut up. I mean, maybe in social media it's one thing, but to tell somebody, shut up, but I don't even think I will. Everybody should always feel free to voice their opinions and express themselves. Like, I have so much regret now for ever telling anybody, especially one of my kids who are kids and misbehaving, to shut up. So, let's get into it. I'm going to definitely have my sister help with a good headline, or maybe I'll come up with the headline. But thank you. You know what? Thank you to my sister for handling not just the website, but handling my social media so well while I was gone and for the remainder of this week, because I still need to decompress and get better. All right. Before I got into the jungle, Dilrock had been evicted, so I don't have any personal opinions on him. Nikki had also been evicted. Tom, I believe, was the first person to leave. Oh no, was it Billy? It was Billy Bob, or Jelly Bob, as Miguel would say. I don't even think he and I spent much time together. So I don't have much of an opinion on Billy Bob. We didn't do a trial together or anything like that. I don't have an opinion on him. Tom, professional, didn't open up to me, but that's fine. At least he wasn't mean or rude. Tanya, I got a sense that she did not like me, but I really respect her and appreciate her for opening up to me, for being friendly, for engaging me in conversation. Or maybe she did like me and she was just so tired by that point. By that point, she was like 3 weeks in. I don't know. I think she doesn't like me, but she was very lovely. Very lovely. I have great things to say about her. She has a kind heart. Myth. I was bummed that Myth left so early because she is such a special spirit. She was the most calm and calming influence in that camp. Myth is like yoga or a guru or meditation class, or there was something just, she had this way that she could make people in situations calm down and feel better. What a magical man. I related to him so much with his work ethic, that he employs his family like I do. We're show people, and he really allowed himself, maybe because he was an intruder also, and he went in a week later and he knew what that was like. He really opened up to me and was so wonderful, and I loved talking to him and giving him ideas I loved sharing ideas, and I love helping people. I shared a lot of ideas with people, like, oh, it'd be cool if you did this or if you did that, like putting my producer brain to work. So in the stories he told about his family, his nana, and, it was so beautiful to see and learn and just be reminded that at the end of the day, no matter how different we are, we're really all so similar. And there's so many similarities between Australia and the United States, and the struggles and what people go through, and we're all human and animals and so similar. Dale Dale, once again, probably did not like me like Tanya. Did not really engage me, didn't really come up to me to talk to me, but always was receptive if I, asked him things and talked to him. He was very lovely. He was a consummate sportsman and professional. I was a little bummed that I didn't get to see what everybody else saw. Like afterwards, I saw that Dale opened up about anxiety and having to take medication and all of these things. And I thought that was really cool of him to share. I get it why he didn't share a lot with me. I'm the new guy, and a lot of people just thought I was in there to make trouble, I'm sure, but that was not my intention. I just wanted to have fun. But he was a lovely man, and his daughter's lucky to have him as a father. Aaron was lovely. Aaron left relatively early, but she also gave me a chance. Got to know me, was wonderful. Rhonda Birchmore is a legend. I feel so blessed to have met her. What a grand dame. Rhonda and I had, it would suck to then watch it and have her say different things, but I felt I really connected with Rhonda, and she was so lovely. She's so talented. I loved seeing her be the soul of that camp. She's so soulful and such a multifaceted, layered human being. Miguel Maestre, you guys know what I think about him. One of the most exceptional human beings I've ever met in my life. A brother forever. Find him so inspiring and just in awe. He can do it all. He was the heart of that camp. He is the winner. He's a winner in life too. He shared so much to me, and he was so above and beyond kind. And he's so brave and such a soldier, injuring himself with boiling water and not complaining. Charlotte, like I said earlier, I have a lot of compassion. Charlotte complained a lot. And in that environment, it's okay to complain, okay? Because it's hard. However, Charlotte Crosby, in my opinion, not even my opinion, it's fact. Of everyone in that camp, she complained the most about the most amount of things. Complaining about this, complaining about that. But I don't dislike her. I'm not saying that complaining is a bad thing. It's also something just to spend time doing because you have a lot of time in there. But she complained a lot, and she didn't care to get to know me, didn't really give me a chance, didn't come up to ever have a one-on-one conversation with me. Mostly probably because she was glued to her jungle boyfriend, Ryan. The only time that Charlotte and I ever really had much of a talk was actually off camera. One of the few times there isn't a camera on you, it's right before a trial. The trials take hours, and they also, everything is taken so seriously there. When you leave camp, and I loved doing the trials, not just because I excelled in them and was the trial beast, but also because doing trials, you get to leave camp and do something. Plus also, like I said when I chose Myth, Cause, and Rhonda, if you're doing the trials, you're featured a lot. So I loved that. But whenever you have to go to a trial, if it's a bit of a drive, if it's a drive, which most of all of them were, they put blindfolds on you. So in the car, and then before we started filming for the trial that Charlotte and Ryan and I did for the bungee, Charlotte and I talked the most we ever talked. She told me she just refused or could not eat the rice and beans anymore. I noticed, and she explained the tattoo in the back of her neck that said Joshua, which is one of her ex-boyfriends. And I was asking her, why haven't you done X on the Beach or done any reality shows in America? And I mean, I guess I appreciate her honesty. And she's like, I can't work in America because I've had 2 drunk driving convictions within the last 5 years. But I am an objective person, and she was hilarious. She is so funny, and I know giving great television, because in the first 10 episodes, I could see that. She's great reality TV. She does that for a living professionally 365 days a year. Her new jungle boyfriend, I want to be very serious here. I hope he watches this, and I hope he can understand that right now I am not coming from a place of maliciousness. I am coming from hopefully him watching and maybe accepting and learning and growing. This guy, before doing I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, was a regular Joe, except he did one other reality show called MAFS, Married at First Sight. But he wants to be a comic, or he's been doing some comedy, right? For almost all the time in the jungle, he was constantly cracking jokes. I think he really viewed that TV show as a launching pad for his comedy career. It was exhausting. I'm pretty actually mellow right now, I think. This is me mellow. But this was me a lot of the time, like just talking and having conversations. And then sometimes I was amped up and being silly and or really amped up in the trials. But Ryan was on all the time. It was draining to be around. He's 31 years old. He's also not 21 years old. His comedy, in my opinion, was at the expense of others. He would constantly bring other people down to lift himself up. Like, he made this joke about Miguel, which I did not say anything back about. I shut my mouth. Dale, the footy, said, "Oh, Miguel, you have something in your hair," which he did. He had a feather. And then immediately after Dale said that, Dale said, "Miguel, you have something in your hair." And then Ryan said, "Yeah, not much there." Or another time, Ryan got the bug spray and sprayed it at Cause. And he's like, "Oh, I guess it doesn't work. I can't make a pest disappear." And he was just trying to be funny, right? In his mind, he didn't think that was mean or nasty or cruel. "Oh, it's just a joke, mate." But for some reason, he had it out for me. I felt like you saw, had Bananagate with me. That very seriously happened. And then another thing that just crushed me, it didn't crush me, but I can't even think. Another thing that it felt like he was picking on me, singling me out. I said that. Let me just give you the examples. I was like, I can't think. Anyways, the second thing for me that he did to me directly, not the Miguel thing or the cause, or even he did stupid things to Dale. We were rehearsing the song and dance number as a tribute to all of the first responders in Australia fighting the fires. And because I'm not Australian and had not been part of the camp early on, I was like, let me be the MC and introduce the camp. Rhonda had taught everybody a song and dance. And Ryan's like, after we finished rehearsing it, okay, do your introduction here, Perez, at the front of the stage. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it on the logs and you guys are on the stage. He's like, no, do it here a second time after I already said I was going to do it at the logs. I was like, no, I think it's better if I do it at the logs here and I'll throw to you guys, TV term. He's like, it's all right. We'll just cut you out anyways. If that would have happened 5 years ago when I did Celebrity Big Brother and he would have told me, we're just going to cut you out anyways, I would have popped off or kicked off, as they said. I don't even know. Did they show that? I don't even know. And then that last day when I was so hungry that my brain was saying it was starving, you know, Rhonda came out and did this whole thing, sing for your supper, which my brain was so tired it didn't even compute that. I couldn't even hear her say that because why were we going to say, it didn't compute. Miguel and Charlotte had just done a trial for our dinner. And I even said, well, what's our reward? Why are we singing? I didn't know why we were singing. I did not hear Rhonda say, sing for your supper. And I was so unwell and had a headache and I had to remove myself from camp and go to the creek. And then I had to go to the Talkie and get medicine and talk to the psychologist. And then I go into camp and somebody says we're having paella. And Ryan says, yeah, but only for those who sang. Well, I did sing. And thankfully, I did not respond to him. Thankfully, I did not take his bait. You know, some women, I don't want to generalize, but some women are conditioned or taught to shy away from conflict. But some men, or at least I was, you know, you're conditioned or trained that if somebody punches you, you punch back. If somebody pokes you, you poke back. You know, it's really hard and draining to have to deal with that. But thankfully, both of those two last times, I just walked away and I put myself in timeout when he just was awful to me with the whole you're not going to eat thing and when I'll cut you out. And now in hindsight, it's like, I don't have to deal with him anymore. I'm going to put myself in timeout more often. And you know what? I'm going to put myself in timeout right now because I am needing to get some sleep right now before my head explodes. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a live video. I don't even care. Who cares? It's done. It's over. I'm thankful. I would do it again. I'm crazy. I would do it again, but I want to do it even better. Last longer. But I would only last longer if I went in the beginning. I'd have to go in the beginning to bond with the audience as well as the other campmates. And I'd have to put on some extra pounds before going in. That will be fun. All right. I love you. I thank you for your support and just for being so awesome. Bye. What a long video.